Join us for a rainy day here on the homestead, and I'm going to tell you about a big change that we've made in our laundry routine. Also going to share some cooking and baking along the way. Most mornings here on the homestead, I make some kind of dough, whether that be bread dough, biscuits, muffins. I just love to bake, and so I'm always finding something to make. This particular day, I decided that I was going to make my bread dough recipe, and I'm going to half it and make one loaf of bread and one pizza crust. Now, I wanted to show you all, I'm still pulling from my water glassed eggs from last year, and yes, they are still just fine. So if you're nervous about water glassing eggs, I promise they're safe. You can use them for like a year or more, and so far they are just like fresh eggs. They taste good, they smell good, and so hopefully I can get through them because our chickens laid like crazy this winter and I didn't need it quite as much. So this bread dough is going to be 100% kamut. I talk about kamut a lot here on this channel, and that is because it's one of my most favorite of all of the ancient wheats. And I am going to use 90% freshly milled, and I'm trying to get through this all-purpose kamut that I found in my pantry that I forgot I had, and I'm getting close. I don't have nearly as much, so I'm just going to use the all-purpose kamut to bring the dough together. So it's still going to be mostly freshly milled, but I get to use up some of that kamut. So for dinner today, we decided to have a chicken and ranch pizza, and I wanted to have a pizza dough. Now, the way I like to do this is to get my pizza dough all together, or bread dough in this instance, and then I like to put the pizza dough portion in a greased Ziploc bag in the fridge and just let it proof all day. And that way I don't have to worry about it overproofing, and by the time I get ready to make dinner, my pizza dough is proofed perfectly. And so it just makes for, an easier day for me with all the other chores that I have to take care of. And then the other half of this, I'm going to let proof as normal and make a loaf of bread. Now, at the time of recording, we've already been eating this, and it was really, really good. I suggest if you're new to ancient wheats, try kamut. It's actually pretty easy to work with, and it's so, so delicious. Okay, so you may be wondering why we're not using the wringer washer. Well, it is down. There's a part that we just can't seem to find to fix it. And so we bought one of these little portable washers that has a spinner, and this thing is pretty amazing. I mean, we're pretty hooked with it. It's really cool. It's still hands-on doing laundry, so you don't feel like it's just an automatic washer, and you can control how much water you use, because you can do, with the wringer we would do more than one load of the cleaner stuff, and you can do that, and you can still control how much water. So we just carry water to this little washer, and then we let it agitate, And then we put it in this little tub to rinse it. As you can see, I use one of the breather washers. I can't remember the name of it, but these are really cool if you do laundry like this. And then I just squeeze it out. Now afterwards we're like, why don't we use the I forget what you call it now, the part that wrings out the clothes on the wringer washer. I can't remember the wringer. Anyways, I feel kind of foolish here, but we did end up using that before we put it in the spinner, but it works really well. I am very happy with it. Now on to lunch. I'm going to make a few deviled eggs. I don't make these very often, but I do love them, and I just had the idea. I had a little bit of mayonnaise that I needed to use up, and I just put some salt, pepper, and some mayonnaise and mustard, and mixed it all up, the yolks, and then I just put it back into the halves of the whites, and we love them. And so I made a really simple lunch today. We had some leftover, sorry this is out of focus, I had no idea, I'm sorry, but we had a leftover Great Northern beans. We actually raised these beans on our place last year, and they're so good. And we had those with the deviled eggs, and then I made some freshly milled cornmeal or cornbread. I use freshly milled popcorn and freshly milled soft white wheat. It makes a delicious cornbread. And that was our lunch for the day, and then we got back in to our work, and it was absolutely delicious. So for dinner, I made the chicken ranch pizza. I just got my dough out of the refrigerator that I had proofed in the refrigerator, and I put it on my pizza pan, and then I added salsa. Now I can a lot of salsa, and so I use it for everything. I use it for pizza sauce, pasta sauce. I even make a soup out of it because we have so much. And then I just added some onions and some olives and the chicken and some cheese, and then I baked it at 425 for probably 25 minutes or until it was golden brown. And then in the end I added the ranch dressing. Now this ranch dressing is so easy to make. I just use milk kefir. You could use buttermilk. Both of those make great ranch dressings. I just pour some milk kefir in a cup, add some salt, pepper, garlic, and Italian herbs, and mix it up, and it makes a ranch dressing. It's so delicious. And this pizza was so good. We ate on it for a couple of days because it does make quite a big pizza. And as you can see there, it's so good. This is the ranch dressing. I don't measure. I think I may have a blog post about making ranch dressing with Greek yogurt, and I will link that in the description box below. So the pizza came out amazing, and we poured the ranch dressing on. So delicious. So delicious. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this rainy day on the homestead. We had a wonderful day. No complaints here. Sometimes rainy days are my favorite days, and so we enjoyed it. We did have an afternoon nap, and it's just one of those days that you have and you just enjoy the laid back feeling of the day. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you on the next video.